According to the Georgia Department of Natural Resources, from 2010 to 2015, 24 deaths were cited on Lake Lanier. There were 306 boating under the influence, 33 drownings, and 258 boating incidents. My name is Lawson Harris. Today I will discuss with you some of the obscurities in our current boating safety laws in Georgia. I grew up going to the mountain lake of Lake Raven up in North Georgia. My family has always had a house there that we share with our extended family for as long as I've lived. This lake, from my young age, I remember it being quiet and secluded, but as wakeboard boats and jet skis gained popularity, it became overcrowded and dangerous. Boating safety has become one of the most difficult issues to conquer in recent years. The progressive rise in deaths has been cause for great reform. Today I'll be telling you about some of the worst accidents in its history, some of the horrible stats behind these matters, and some of the current laws, and at last their need for reform. Let's first talk about Georgia's lakes and some of the dangers. Georgia's lakes are known for their great beauty and varying terrain. From Lake Lanier, its sprawling large layout, to the small secluded lake of Burton in North Georgia. Georgia lakes are also known for darker reasons, such as rampant boating accidents, drownings, and at last, frequent use of alcohol and drugs. Jennifer Peebles, an author for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, cites an instance where a girl's body washed up by a boat ramp. She was said to have flown off a jet ski at high speeds. Alcohol was found in her system. On Lake Lanier also, Peebles cites an instance of a 17-year-old and a 20-year-old both drowning from jumping off a bridge without a life vest. But the lakes are not the only problems. The third leading cause of water deaths in Georgia is the Chattahoochee River. Fishermen and swimmers and recreational swimmers often fall under and get swept under rocks and drown. The main problem in these rivers is alcohol. Alcohol is a common theme and denominator amongst all these boating incidents. So let's talk about some of the current boating safety laws in Georgia. According to the Georgia Boating Course, children under the age of 12 can operate a boat less than 16 feet and less than 30 horsepower if accompanied by an adult. At the age of 12, these children are able to complete a DNR certified class in which they are taught some of the boating safety laws and jet skiing. After completing this course, these kids are able to operate a jet ski. I personally did this course when I was 12 years old. I remember it being easy and just thrilling. We never learned much, and we never got to practice on the water. So the main issue is right after these kids get their license, they're able to operate a jet ski, which, like a motorcycle, is an exposed kind of vehicle where the body is exposed. These jet skis are often capable of 60 miles per hour and can weigh almost half a ton. Alcohol is the most common cause of carelessness and distraction on the water. Anna Santos of the Georgia DNR states that there are clauses in Georgia's laws that are made for BUI, or boating under the influence. You can be jailed if your blood alcohol content is above 0.08%. However, alcohol is still allowed in the boats. The alcohol is still allowed for the riders and people hanging out of the boats, which leads to often people falling out, and people fall out of the boats and drown. Drivers can also sneak alcohol and drink frequently on the water, so these laws are not very preventative. Georgia boaters also are not required to wear life vests, which can be the easiest way to save your life on the water. The United States Coast Guard wears life vests on all of their small vessels, so if they wear life vests, why shouldn't we? My opinion, not everyone should have to wear a life vest, but if you're boating at night or plan to consume any sort of alcohol, life vests are a necessity. So now that we've discussed some of the laws in Georgia, let's talk about some changes that should be made and how we can fight these issues. According to the End Drowning Now website, Georgia has accounted for 706 water deaths, nearly all of which were preventable. In my opinion, the DNR needs more rigorous classes with greater emphasis on safety and the best ways to navigate the water. There also should be actual water practice time in which the students are allowed to practice on the water and practice in a real setting. In my my opinion, the best way to drink on the boat is to not drink at all. Maybe drink before or after, but there should be greater penalties on careless driving and drunk driving on a boat. So, in order to take action, you should all write your local legislators, tell your friends, go to the lakes, and make these issues known. Bring it up to the public. So now that I've told you all this, I hope to spark some sort of change in your hearts. I've talked about some of these accidents that have happened, some of the current laws behind these accidents, some of the horrible statistics behind it, and the great need for change. I hope that I've inspired all of you to figure out a way to make our water safer. It is truly a necessity for our children and our children's children to enjoy a safe lake environment. Thank you.